Hey guys, so for today's video, I created this super pretty soft makeup look. I wanted to do something kind of prom inspired, so I created this makeup look that I would wear if I was going to prom today, but obviously you could kind of wear this makeup look anywhere. This could totally be a going out look, even a work look, an everyday look. It can be whatever you want it to be, but I just think it's so pretty and so soft. And for my palette today, I used the new Sigma New Mod palette, so if you want to see how I got this makeup look, maybe get some inspiration for prom, go ahead and keep on watching. All right, I'm so excited to do my makeup today. I'm literally gonna do my makeup as if I was going to prom in 2022. So I'm gonna do some of like the 2022 makeup trends. So my goal today is to do fresh, glowy skin, a lot of cream products. I'm going to do very soft eyeshadow today, maybe like a little half wing with some half lashes. So it's gonna be very on trend for 2022. I'm also gonna do all the steps on camera today. So my base, my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, like literally everything. So this is gonna be kind of a long video. So grab a snack, do your makeup with me. Let's have some fun. I'm so excited. I also just popped on these nails from Glamnetic. This was my first time trying this brand of press-on nails, but they're technically like glue-on nails, which I don't really like the glue aspect of it, but this is what it looks like, the Glamnetic ones, and the color is Creme de Nude. They are super pretty. I mean, these would be perfect for prom, but I had to trim these down so much. They're so long on me, but I think they're really, really pretty. But I'm not used to having long nails, so I might just be like making a mess today with these nails. Okay, I'm actually gonna start by prepping my lips. I'm gonna take the Sigma lip mask in Hush, and I'm just going to apply that on my lips. I'm applying a lot here because by the time we're done with our makeup, my lips will be nice and hydrated. I love these lip masks. They're so comfortable. I'm gonna start with eyebrows today because I feel like eyebrows are just so important and they really do frame the face. So let's zoom in here. I'm gonna start by just brushing my brows out using a spoolie. Naturally have very thick brows. I have a lot of brow hair to begin with, and I do have some old microblading in my brows, so I don't need to do much to my brows, but I'm still gonna do something. So I'm gonna start with the Kosas Air Brow Laminating Gel. This is just a clear brow gel. And I'm gonna brush this throughout my brows and like really load up the product in here. And going back to that spoolie I was just using, I'm gonna kind of brush them up. My brow hairs also don't really like to stay up, so they will fall down eventually, but if you don't have thick brows like me, your brows will probably stay pretty lifted. Sorry if this rain gets loud, it just started like pouring. I'm gonna take the end of the spoolie, so just like this flat kind of paddle, and push my brows down. This also helps to hold them in place. And then I'm gonna take a brow pen. I'm gonna use this one by NYX. I've really been loving this one and it's so inexpensive. I'm just gonna brush some of this into the front of my brows right here. And also the tail. Just a little bit of product, not too much. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do for my brows for now. If I wanna add more, I can just do that later. So when I typically do my makeup, I usually do my eyes first, but because I'm gonna do very soft, kind of minimal eyeshadow today, I'm gonna do my base makeup first because I know I'm not gonna have much fallout on my face. So I have dry skin, so I'm gonna start off with a moisturizing primer. I'm gonna use this one by Too Faced. It's the Hangover RX one. I'm gonna take a pump of that, rub that in. And then since we want a glowy base, I'm gonna take the Hollywood Flawless Filter. My label is completely rubbed off on this because I use it so much, but I'm going to apply this all over my face. I'm using the shade 3, and I'm gonna blend that out with my Real Technique sponge. Now again, for foundation, I want something more on the glowy side, so I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty foundation. I'm using the shade 210N. And I like this foundation because it gives me a good medium coverage. You can see I have a lot of redness, I have some acne, so this will cover that up, but still give me a really good glow. And just blending that out with my sponge. And I'm avoiding placing any product on my eyelids right now because I will prime those later. So I don't want to layer like foundation and concealer on top of my eyelids because that would just build up too much product, and I definitely don't want that. So the foundation totally evened out my skin, but I still have some little spots peeking through around my face. So I'm gonna take a full coverage concealer. I'm gonna use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I'm gonna take that on a concealer brush and just cover those spots. I'm gonna let that concealer sit on my skin for just a minute to kind of just sink in a bit, and while that's soaking in, I'm gonna take the Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in light medium, and I'm taking both of these shades on a soft blend concealer brush, and I'm just applying that under my eyes to brighten and kind of color correct this area. Look at how much brighter this eye looks compared to this eye. I freaking love this product. And then taking the same brush, now I'm gonna blend out the concealer. All right, now my base is super smooth and even. I love it. Now it's time to add some cream bronzer. I'm gonna take the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer in Macchiato. If I can open it with these nails, here's what it looks like. And I'm gonna take that on a Sigma Chiseled Cheek Brush. And I'm gonna start applying that along my forehead. And right along my cheekbones. Okay, my bronzer is on. Now it's time for cream blush. I actually just got this new cream blush from Kaja that I wanted to try. The shade is called Juicy Watermelon, and it's this cute little stacking duo. And I'm gonna take this top shade right here. It's a very pretty, just like neutral pink. So again, I'm gonna take that same Sigma brush, kind of dot it in there. And I'm going to apply that to my cheeks, kind of focusing this again towards the temple and on my cheekbone, because we do wanna have that lifted effect. This blush is super pretty. Okay, I actually love that blush. I think it's a super pretty natural color. Now it's time for concealer. I'm gonna take my go-to, which is the Anastasia Magic Touch one. I'm gonna apply some right here. And we gotta do that lifted effect. So of course, some right out here in the outer corner of the eye. I kinda wanna try putting some right here to kind of lift up the cheeks a little bit. And blending it out with my sponge. All right, now I'm gonna set the creases of my under eyes with a little bit of a translucent powder. This one's by RCMA with a large flat brush, just like right here where your eye naturally creases. I will set the rest of my face later, but I might wanna add more product, so that's why I'm just gonna set this area for now. Okay, while I'm here, I just wanna add a touch more blush, kind of higher up, now that I know where my concealer is. Okay, now let's prep the eyes for eyeshadow. I'm gonna start off with my favorite eyeshadow primer, which is the one by Rare Beauty. And that's gonna go all over my lid. And I'm gonna blend that out with that concealer brush that I used earlier. I like this eye primer because it has a very slight tint to it and it really does make my eyeshadow last all day. Now I'm gonna set that base with that same translucent powder I used under my eyes. And I'm just using a really big fluffy brush for this. Now let's zoom in and put on some eyeshadow. All right, and for my brushes today, I'm gonna be using my brushes from Sigma. It's my favorites brush set. And for my palette, I'm gonna be using the Sigma New Mod palette. If you wanna check out anything Sigma, you can always use my code ANGELABRIGHT to save 10%. It'll work on this palette, but it will not work on my brush set because my brush set is already discounted. But this New Mod palette is so pretty. I love the tones in here. And for this look, I'm gonna be sticking to these shades in the palette. Maybe this deeper one, we'll see. So I'm gonna take the Sigma E25 in the shade Sophisticated. And I'm gonna start by lightly packing that shade on the outer half of my lid. And I'm gonna bring it into my outer crease. So you're gonna want the shade to be deepest on your lid and slowly fade out as you go towards your eyebrow. So again, I'm starting the shade on my lid because I want the most pigment to be right here, and then slowly blending the shade upwards. And And now I'm going to take the shade Preppy, and I'm going to use that to blend in my crease around that sophisticated shade. So I hope you can see how this side is nice and blended, and this side needs a little bit of work. Okay, I might have lied about using only my brush set because I need a lid brush because my nails are too long to use my fingers, but luckily this palette does come with a double-ended brush. So I'm gonna use the E54 lid side. I'm gonna pick up the shade Hot. So I'd actually recommend using your finger for this, but like I just physically can't right now. But this shade's gonna go on the inner part of my lid, and I'm also gonna bring it into my inner crease here. Now I'm gonna go back to my blending brush and just blend around that shimmer right here in the crease. Now I'm gonna take More Sophisticated on a Sigma E21, and I'm gonna place this shade along my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go back to that light preppy shade on my E25 and use that to soften the lower lash line. Okay, you could totally stop here with the eyeshadow if you want. It's super pretty and soft, but I want to add a little half wing. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of Grunge on that same E21, and I'm picking that shade up on the tip of this brush. I'm going to start by stamping this shade along the outer part of my lash line. And then I'm not dipping into any more product. I'm just taking whatever is left on that brush and just slightly winging out that shadow. Like, just a tiny bit, nothing crazy. So you can see I just made like the softest little line ever. It's not even like a perfect wing. It's more just kind of like a line. So again, starting on the lash line, pressing on that shadow, and then taking whatever is left of the brush, pulling it outwards. And then I recommend just looking at both eyes kind of straight on into your mirror and see if you need to like make one side a little longer than the other, but I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm gonna pop on some mascara. I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta one. Okay, now don't worry if you get any mascara on your eyelid. Once your mascara is dry, just take a little Q-tip and just kind of brush it off. Really shouldn't mess up your eyeshadow if you do this. I always get mascara on my eyes, like no matter what I do. All right, here are what the eyes look like with just mascara on. Super pretty. This eye always looks better because like I have more lashes on this eye, but I am gonna pop on some half lashes today because I just think lashes make any look better. So I'm gonna use lashes from my brand, The Bright Lashes. We carry 3 styles of half lashes, and today I'm gonna use the style Vivid. And the cool thing about my half lashes is that they don't need to be trimmed. You can apply them straight from the box, so it makes it a lot easier to do. So I'm gonna go pop these on off camera, and then we will finish up the rest of the face together. All right, and here are what the eyes look like with the lashes on. Again, the lashes just add a little more oomph to the look. I think they're super pretty, and again, they're really comfortable because they are half lashes, so they're not gonna be like stabbing you in the inner corner. Okay, now we're pretty much done with the makeup. I'm just gonna do a couple touch-ups here. We gotta powder the face and do the lips. Powder the face because we have so much cream products on, but it's not set in place, and we need to do that. So I'm gonna take the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I'm using the shade Comfy, and I'm gonna take this Sigma Spotlight Duster F37, and I'm pretty much gonna set my whole face with this. I really like this powder because it does set your makeup, but it still lets you see some of that glow underneath. It's not like a super mattifying powder. Now, because I love blush, I'm actually going to add a little bit more of a powder blush on top because I feel like blush fades really fast. So I'm going to take the KVD blush in Foxglove. It's a really similar tone to that cream one I used. And I'm just going to touch that up again towards my temple. And I'm also going to touch up my bronzer a little bit too with the powder. So I'm taking the Mercier Baked Bronzer in shade 3. Alright, and now for highlighter, I'm going to take the Sigma Glow Kissed palette. I'm going to take the shade Flare on a Sigma F03. I'm just taking a little bit, not too much, hitting the tops of my cheekbone. And then I'm also going to take a Sigma E30 pencil brush and place that highlighter in my inner corner. And a tiny bit under the arch of my brow. We are almost done. Let's finish off with the lips. I'm going to take the About Face lip pencil in the shade Smoking Room. It's just like a nice pinky nude color. And my lips are nice and hydrated from that lip mask I started with. These lip pencils are so creamy and they just glide right on. All right, I'm gonna pop on Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. It's like such a classic lipstick and I think it'll go good with this eye look. Okay, I love how that lipstick looks. I need a little bit of gloss though, so I'm gonna take, not this one. Where's the one I want? Aha. So I'm gonna take the Sigma Lip Gloss in Brilliance on top. It's kind of like a shimmery champagne color. It's one of my favorites. Gotta have a little bit of gloss, you know? All right, now I'm gonna spray on kind of a glowy spray. I'm gonna use the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. It smells like a freaking spa. I love it. All right, and that is going to wrap up this makeup tutorial. And this is the makeup that I would wear if I was going to prom right now. I love how this makeup turned out. The eyes are super pretty and soft with that just really subtle cat eye effect. The skin is nice and glowy. It's covered, but it's not too cakey. I had so much fun at filming this makeup look, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.